News at 4.
It's a day to remember the sacrifices of those who came before us, specifically the ultimate sacrifice, the men and women who died while serving in the United States military. Our Andrew Bartline went to the Idaho State Veteran Cemetery today for their Memorial Day ceremony. Andrew, I'm just curious, how was the turnout despite, a pretty gloomy morning?
Yeah, well, the event had a very strong showing. There were some empty seats, but that's only because several people didn't want to sit down on some of those wet seats that were propped up before people got there. Certainly more people than seats available. Veterans, family members, and people who wanted to recognize the day for its purpose crowded the hill at the State Veteran Cemetery. Speakers included Governor Brad Little and Congressman Russ Fulcher. Both kept their statements brief, and they focused on their thoughts about sacrifice. At one point, Representative Fulcher mentioned he, as a public servant, doesn't even feel worthy knowing that there are people who died for this country before him, and there are still people making that sacrifice today. We spoke with Phil Hawkins, a retired Command Sergeant Major in the U.S. Army. That's the highest rank an enlisted soldier can get in their battalion. Hawkins served for 30 years, including two tours in Vietnam.
It's a humbling experience. If you understand what's involved here today, even as cold as it is, we think of those that did the ultimate sacrifice for this great nation of ours. Without them, without these great veterans today, where would we be? As we continue to fight around this world and do different things to keep us free, we must always remember the sacrifice of those who went before us. And let's never forget that.
Today is the 19th annual Memorial Day event at the State Veteran Cemetery. Hawkins says he was there for the groundbreaking at that cemetery as well. I asked him how he feels about younger generations, people younger than him, and how they remember and respect on days like today. Hawkins says it's hard to get a teenager to fully grasp events, including 9/11. Think about events in our history that they were not alive to experience. But Hawkins says he's impressed at the number of young kids who ask questions and genuinely listen to the answer. Hawkins says he's very involved as a volunteer. He sees kids a lot. His only wish is for that to keep happening, young people to keep learning, listening, and making an effort to remember, especially on Memorial Day, where we intentionally set time aside for it.
So he appreciates the curiosity and being able to share what it means. And Andrew, like you said, the weather wasn't great, but a really good turnout showing just how important today is. For so
yeah,
many people.
There's a couple hundred, I would say.
That's a great crowd for that. All right, Andrew, thank you.